Kate Douglas is now the world record holder in the women's short course 200 breaststroke. Douglas has had a lot of history in this event. She's the NCAA and American record holder in yards, she's now the Olympic champion and the American record holder in long course, and she's a defending short course world's champion. At the first stop of the Swimming World Cup in Shanghai, Douglas got very close to her personal best and world title winning time of 2:15.77, winning that race with a 2:15.96. All the while, the legendary Rebecca Soni's 2009 world record of 2:14.57 was still hanging around, hovering just out of reach. Well, on day one of the second stop, just a week later, Douglas took care of that mark, taking the world record for herself. Douglas took this race out fast. At the 100, she was a 1:04.75, as compared to Soni's 1:05.18. In fact, that 100 split was so fast that it would have placed third in the individual 100 breast in Shanghai, just to give us some perspective here. Douglas really dropped the hammer on the third 50 in particular, with a massive 34.45, and then split under 35 seconds of fourth consecutive time to hold off that world record line. Looking at the splits between Douglas's race and Soni's former world record, we can see some key differences here. Douglas is out fast at the first 50 to get a big lead over Soni. She's also faster on the second 50, but this one isn't by that much. The third 50 really was the difference maker. Here, Douglas gains almost 4/10 over Soni. On the fourth and final 50, Soni finally outsplits Douglas, but with the first three 50s being what they were, it doesn't matter and Douglas owns the world record. This also makes for a massive personal best for Douglas, dropping over a second and a half. If we compare the splits from her former best time to this swim, we can see that once again, that third 50 was a big decider. Douglas drops time on all four 50s. Not that crazy when you have this big of a time improvement, but her drop on the third 50 was the biggest by far. Her third 50 improved by 85/100ths, which is over half of her overall time drop. As if that world record wasn't enough, Douglas did a double this session, also winning the 100 IM at the end of the day. Her winning time of 56.97 is a 2/100th improvement over her winning time from last week, the time that used to be an American record until Gretchen Walsh destroyed it like 8 hours later with a world record. Kate Douglas is looking very good after the first stop of the World Cup and through the first day of the second stop. Back in Shanghai, she won the 200 breast, the 100 IM, the 50 fly, and the 200 IM. So we'll see what she does through the rest of this stop. Douglas is currently the leader in the overall World Cup standings after winning the first stop, and she could be well on her way to winning this stop as well. What do you think Kate Douglas will do during the remainder of this stop? And do you think she breaks her 200 breast world record again in Singapore? Let me know down below.